What's going on, Ghost Squad? Trey here with Ghost Tactical, here at my home range, the beautiful Cleveland County Shooting Club in Heber Springs, Arkansas. And today we're going to go through lesson 3 of concealed carry for beginners. And today what we're going to discuss are the different ways and types and locations of carrying. Now we're going to be talking inside the waist today. We're going to be talking about appendix carry, the 3 to 4 o'clock position carry, and then small of the back carry. And before we get going, just to make sure all the snowflakes out there are okay, we are clear. We are going to be utilizing a handgun and an inside the waist band holster to really discuss about the different options. Now, there are going to be a couple options out there to carry that I personally don't use, not because I don't like to, it's just it's not convenient for me, but one of them is going to be a shoulder holster and the other one is going to be an ankle carry. But today I'm going to demonstrate the different positions of carry and how to possibly draw from those positions, talk about the pros and cons of each position. So let's get going. Okay, so the first position we're going to talk about today for as far as carrying inside the waist is appendix carry. And a lot of people really like this position. I particularly don't think it's as comfortable as everybody else does, but there's a lot of people that do feel that appendix carry is the best option for them. And what we're going to discuss is the appendix carry itself, where to position it, and how to draw from it, okay? So like I said, the appendix carry, the pros for the appendix carry is it's very easy to get to. It's right here in front. You know your workspace is right around in here, so it's right there in your workspace, and so you don't have to go fidgeting for it and all that. It's also, according to a lot of people, it is extremely comfortable. I particularly don't like it, but a lot of people think it is extremely comfortable. And I'm not here to say that you need to carry a certain way. I'm just going to go through them all and let you know what the benefits and maybe the downsides to all of them are. One of the great things about appendix carry also is you can see it is very well concealable. You're not going to have a whole lot of printing issues here. So it is going to be right in here. It is pretty easily concealed. So as far as what we're going to talk about it, is we're going to go ahead and lift up our garment here. It's really, really cold, so I've got a sweatshirt and a jacket. But this is appendix carry right here, basically. You've got it right here in front, okay? So you get inside the waistband holster, clipped onto your belt, and you're good to go. This right here is a good position as far as being in your workspace. So that is a definite draw to this position of carry. Now, as far as drawing for this position, if we're talking about in a standing position, not in a car, sitting down or whatever, but in a standing position, it's going to be relatively easy, okay? So all we're going to do is we're going to grab our garment with our one hand in front and our other hand on the side. We're going to pull it up, grab our strong hand, go ahead and draw, and then we kind of come in to the target. Now, the problem with this, that I think, this is one of the reasons why I don't carry, is I think it puts you in an awkward position for possible negligent discharges, because if you do happen to have a negligent discharge from this position, you're going to be going right down here, and I'm not just talking about the midsection, but you're also talking about your arteries going through your legs. If you happen to negligently discharge and hit yourself in one of those arteries, you have literally about 10 seconds before you bleed out. So that's one of the downfalls for me. Now, the second downfall is it's putting me in an awkward position straight away from the draw. So once again, we'll talk about the concealment garment. We come here. Now, if you notice, my elbow is now as a chicken wing. So this for me is an issue. So you have to draw, you're in an awkward position, then you have to rotate and then present the weapon out to the target. I don't particularly like having my elbow out in all this position. So once again, that's for me is a downfall to it. But as far as the comfort level, I can see why there is a lot of people just in a standing position. If you're going to be standing all day, this could be a comfortable position. Right now, it doesn't feel bad at all. But if you're sitting down a lot or you're in a car a lot traveling, this could become an issue as far as comfort. But as far as being in your workspace, it is a very good position for concealed carry. I just don't like the thought of possibly injuring yourself fatally, and also the position it's having to put you in to present your weapon. That's just me, but appendix carry is position number 1. Okay, so the second position we're going to talk about is at the 3 to 4 o'clock. This is where I typically will carry my gun. Actually, it's the only place I'll carry my gun in position-wise inside the waist. And it is going to be more at like 4 o'clock than it is at 3 o'clock. So I'll go ahead and pull the garment up. As you can see right here, 3 o'clock will be right here on the hip. And I'm basically at 4 o'clock right here, clipped tightly on the belt, but it gives me a really good feeling right here. I can sit down, I can sit in the car, I can be sitting in the recliner or whatever at the house, and this is not gonna bother me at any time, at any place. It is pretty good for concealment. A lot of people will say that they don't like this position because it has a tendency of possibly having a little bit of a printing issue. I think that the printing issue is much more about nothing. That's just me. I don't particularly worry about printing. There are going to be certain guns that are going to fit better in different positions. Most subcompact guns and all of that are going to, the 4 o'clock position will be just fine. You start talking about a big revolver or 1911 or something, especially on a smaller framed person, yes, you might have some printing issues, but you know, that's just something you're going to have to figure out yourself. The printing issue for me is a non-subject, but it is what it is. For me, the 4 o'clock position is something that I really enjoy. It feels comfortable to me. I can be at any position, sitting down or standing up, and it's going to be great. Now, as far as the draw, this is why I really like the 4 o'clock position for me. Okay, when you're talking about drawing the handgun, you want to make sure that you're having good skills. Well, like we said in Appendix, sometimes you're going to get that weird kind of chicken wing out there. From the 4 o'clock, when you draw, you're already kind of in a good position. So we're gonna show it real quick. Okay, so what we're gonna do is from the 4 o'clock, once again, to draw from concealment, front hand in front, strong hand on the side. You're going to rip up the concealment garment. At this point, you draw. Now, as we talked about, now look at my elbow position. My elbow position coming out of the holster is already right here. So now all I have to do is rotate the gun forward, get my second hand on there, and present the weapon. I'm already in good positions, good fundamental shooting positions from the get-go. That's why I like the 4 o'clock the best. I'm not saying that you have to. I'm saying for me, I like the comfort level, but also the position that it puts me in the most. What I like about this, like I said, is it puts you in a position to be ready to shoot quicker and fundamentally sound more times than not. Okay, the third position that we're going to talk about as far as inside the waist positions for concealed carry is the small of the back. Now, as you can see, I've got my gun here, small of the back. Okay, one of the things that we're going to talk about is the printing side again and concealment of it. It's much like the Appendix Carry. It's going to have very little printing issues. It is going to be in a position that, as far as concealment goes, could be pretty easy. Now, I have a good friend out there that carries small the back, and he does very well. He practices that way. He's proficient. He's been carrying that way for a long time. Now, of the 3 positions, appendix, side hip, and small the back, I think the small the back puts you in the worst position to be successful in a concealed carry position and situation. I think that this is, of the 3, this is my least favorite. Not saying that it's bad, just saying that this is my least favorite for multiple reasons. One, it's extremely uncomfortable unless you're standing up. It's even more uncomfortable than if you're sitting down than it is appendix carry. This, you're literally sitting on the gun. A lot of things can happen. It comes out of the belt, clip, whatever. There's all sorts of things that can happen that are bad, in my opinion, when you're not standing and you're carrying small the back. Most people that I know that do carry small the back, unfortunately, have to take the gun off or rotate it or reposition it if they sit down. That kind of alleviates the whole point of concealed carry if you're going to carry in one position. That's just my opinion. You guys can form your own opinions. Now, as far as drawing from this position, it's very awkward in my opinion. It doesn't feel comfortable, and you have an opportunity to flag a lot of different people if you ever have to draw. So we're going to go through the drawing procedure and you're going to see what I'm talking about. Okay, so like I said, we're here. Now, typically when we are drawing from the appendix or from the side hip, we have one hand in front, one on the side, and we're ripping up. With the small of the back, we're going to have to rotate our hand over here and then to the back. And we're going to lift that garment up. So we draw here, probably flagging someone, possibly flagging ourselves. We finally get the position here in here. I think it's too many steps, and I think it puts you in an awkward physical position to be successful in a self-defense shoot. That's my opinion, but like I said, to each is their own. You have to find a place that's, you know, comfortable for you and all of that. Now, there are two more places to carry. Actually, there's multiple places you can carry. You can pocket carry and all that. But as far as using a holster, a lot of people will consider a shoulder holster, depending on if they have to wear a suit or something like that, and obviously an ankle holster. And what we're going to talk about are the pros and cons of each. Now, personally, I don't carry either one of these ways, but we're going to talk about the shoulder holster first. If you're going to use a shoulder holster, please get a vertical shoulder holster, okay? A lot of people you'll see walking around with a horizontal, and you're literally going to be flagging everyone that's behind you. So if you're going to get a shoulder holster, please try to get a vertical where the holster goes down. You put the gun facing down to the ground, okay? It's going to be the same kind of a shoulder harness. You can cover it up and all that, but there's a horizontal and a vertical. Please get the vertical if you're going to go shoulder holster. Once again, it goes down instead of this way. This way you're not flagging not only your arm, but you're also flagging other people behind you at all times. So get a vertical holster if you can. The good thing about this is it's very comfortable, very concealable with a jacket. If you get it, you can just practice. You open that jacket up and you're right here and you're ready to go. It's a pretty quick draw, all that. So there's nothing necessarily against it. In my opinion, I just choose not to. It's not something that I usually have to worry about. If I have to wear a coat or a sport coat or a suit or something, I can either put a little 380 in my pocket, or I can still carry inside the waist somewhere. So it's not one of those things that really bothers me. I just don't really use it. It's one of those things where you can use it all you want. It is nice for someone who's wearing a sport coat or a suit all the time. Now, ankle carry is something that a lot of people do. I have an ankle carry holster that is still in the box. I have never used it. I got it just in case I ever did need to use it, and I haven't had the need to. Then again, I wasn't really looking for the need to. So maybe I'll try to, maybe a backup gun, a little 380 or something, carries a backup gun on the ankle. A lot of people love having that backup gun on the ankle. As far as a primary carry on ankle carry, it's going to be difficult. We're talking about, of all the positions, it's probably the hardest to get to your gun. It's going to put you in the weirdest position. You're going to have to stop and almost sit down, or at least you're going to bend over, taking your eyes off the target. Most people who are right-handed will probably carry on their left ankle. Just reason why is you pull the pant up, you can pull that gun out of the ankle holster and be ready to go. That being said, you're putting yourself in a weird position, off balance. You know, if you're out in public and you're off balance and someone knocks you over, what if they knock you over completely? And next thing you know, you're being shot because you're defenseless at this point because you're on the ground. So you're going to be off balance. You're going to have to sit down. One of the things is you're going to have to take your eyes on the target. You're going to have to bend over quite a bit, and it's going to put you in a position to really be a target instead of being an option of safety. So like I said, for a backup gun, I think that a little 380 or something like that, it's probably a perfect place for a backup gun. I would have no problem with you as a backup gun ankle carrying. If it's going to be your primary gun, it's going to be ankle carry. Please be proficient with it. Please practice with it. If you're going to be in a position or a job that you have to ankle carry because you can't carry anywhere else, please just practice that way, because it's going to force you to do some things that you may not be comfortable with. Well, guys, like I said in the beginning, I'm not here to tell anybody where they should carry, how they should carry. As long as you're carrying, I'm okay with that. All I want is everybody to be out there and be everyday warriors and defending us from evil. So however you want to carry, however you feel like you need to carry, as long as you're carrying, I'm good with. I hope that some of these positions maybe have helped you with how to position, how to draw from those positions, the pros and the cons, so at least maybe you're getting some information that might help you make your decision in the end. Once again, guys, I have no problem where you carry, how you decide to carry, as long as you're carrying. So please get out there to the range, be proficient, and like I always say, please train safely, train often, and be an everyday warrior. We'll see you at the range soon. Semper Fi.